Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a very different episode about what we're gonna do, but it's still in the same process. It's about doing a vanity top, but make it out of butcher block. So owner had bought the butcher block already, so now we're just gonna go ahead and make all the cuts. For right now, we have all the measurements already done. As far as on my paper here, I still gotta transfer it over to the butcher block. So basically what we're gonna do is, it's the vanity top that it came with, the cabinets. We're not using that, so I just got all the measurements out of that one, so we can just copy it and make the cuts and make the holes, so we can have this and put it on the vanity. So it's a dual sink vanity, and it's gonna be about 60.5 inches wide by the normal standard 24.5. I believe we're gonna add half an inch. So, and that's it. So supposed to be pretty simple, but being that it's a butcher block, we just want to make sure that all the cuts are perfect. So I'm gonna use a router and I'm gonna make a jig for the router, so we can just make the circles that makes them look pretty nice. So that's the number one thing that I'm gonna do, is make a jig for it. And then once I have the jig done, I'm gonna do a test sample on an old piece of wood, and then just see if that's the right measurement. Kind of put it all in play, and then if it works out great, then I'll use that template, which we're gonna measure a bunch of times and cut once. So that's what we're gonna do today. All right guys, so make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and here's the video. Thank y'all for watching. First thing I want to do is just remove a plastic from there, from the cover. Remove the plastic from the butcher block, I'm sorry. And just to see if it's in good shape. Hopefully it's not in bad shape. Well, as you can see, it's already got some scratches there. You're gonna find that on some of these pieces like this. It's got like a wood dent right there. So we're gonna have to probably sand this out. It's already got some putty. And I can feel right here, it's got like a little low spot already. I think they tried to sand this out already once before. So since it's gonna be only 60 inches long, so we're gonna use, hopefully once I open it up, the other side's gonna be nicer than this side. I can feel a dip right here. It's been sanded before. I don't know if you're able to see the. Let's see, hold on. Do this here so y'all can see it. You see some daylight underneath there? That's where they sanded it out. That's where they sanded that out, so it's gonna happen. And here's the chip. It's not a chip, it's like something hit it there. Has another one right here. You see it? And here are the scratches right there. Right here I turned the butcher block over to the other side, just to check and see which side is better. And this one actually looks pretty good on this side. It's not too bad at all. It looks very good actually. It looks a little bit better than the other side, except it's got a couple little holes like that you see there. That's not a big deal. We can put some wood filler. Looks like they did that on the other side and didn't do it on this side. So this must be the bottom side, but they both look pretty good. I'm gonna bring it down. But I can tell right here, if you can see this swirl mark, that's one area I don't like, but this is where the sink is gonna go, so some of this is gonna be gone. So I'm gonna measure everything just to make sure that before I do any cutting, I pick the right side that needs to be cut. So I'm gonna try to do this one first. This one is the one that's gonna be ½ inch longer on one side. So this is basically gonna be what we call the kids room, the kids bath. This is gonna be on the wall side. You can see that. So I'm gonna use that. So we got 5 inches, and I already got my template here that I cut already. So looks like we have 5 inches from here. So I'm just gonna mark 5. So we got 5 inches, 5 inches, and then from the back side here we got 5 3/4. So I'm gonna go 5 3/4 from the back side. Let me get on this side so I can have a better view. So 5 3/4. Five and 3/4. So that's where the sink is gonna go. And then on the front side, I'm just gonna double check that just to make sure. It's gonna be 4 1/4. The actual hole where the sink is gonna go, the cutout, it's about 12 1/4 by 17 3/8. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna get my square and then get this squared out right there. So what am I doing, guys? I'm doing a jig just for my router, so I can set the router in place inside. I'm not looking for perfection here. This is not going on top. I'm looking for perfection here on this side. The reason why, because that's the side that's going to be firm, and then the router plate is going to be here on the bottom surface. So that's what I'm looking for, just more of being square, and make sure this is straight, the inside. So there you go, guys. I made the jig for the cuts inside with the router. So you see this lines right there, and then this line over here, that's the line of this outside line. This is the line that's gonna be cut right here. So that's the line that we're gonna be cutting. So once I set up my jig at a certain distance between here and here, my edge of my router bit is gonna be right here. So hopefully I got it right. So I'm just gonna set it up real quick, and I'm not gonna do any cutting. I'm just test fitting everything. So I got my lines where they need to be. If I got these lines here, everything else is supposed to be in place. So as you can see, my router here, this is the flat side that's gonna be touching the edge, and then is the distance between here and here. Let's see if I got it right. Oops. Moved it a little bit. This should be right there, right there. So that's where it's supposed to be, right there. You can see right there, that's my router bit right there, and there's the line. So when I plunge, it should go like right on the outside line, right there. So looks like we're good on this side. So let me try out this side now. Sorry guys, I just so that's it. That's pretty good. There's two lines there, but this is the one that counts, the one that's further to the board. So now I'm gonna go with the other one. Looks like it moved a little bit. It's not right there. So I got a line right here. There's the line. And we're right on the outside. Right there. So it looks like everything's square. So the next thing to do is just to set it up, clamp it together, clamp this up, and then start going little by little. So it takes baby steps whenever you're doing this, and you want to make sure that your base, your jig, that like in this case the jig that I made, I have to make sure it's very secure to the table or to the vanity top or the butcher block for your kitchen. It's very, very important. If you have any kind of like movement or anything like that, it's gonna move. Another thing I recommend is if you do it from the bottom side instead of the top side. Why? Because if it moves and something happens, the bottom side is gonna get damaged. You can make the proper adjustments and then proceed, and if it damages the bottom side, nobody's gonna see that ever. So recommend doing it from the bottom side, and then go in about 1/8 of an inch every time, every pass. Take your time, and once you get to the bottom, just go a little bit slower. You don't want anything breaking on the bottom side, like especially if you punch it in too hard on the last pass, then it might ship off some of the butcher block on the other side. So you just want to make sure you go slowly and gentle is the key. I'm using a 1/2 inch straight cut router bit, and this is good for this kind of stuff. Make sure you get a new one, or if you have a very good one, very important. That way your edge is going to be nice and smooth, so whenever you do your finished product, your coating, it's going to look great. It's going to look amazing. So as you can see guys, I got the jig done, and it's doing a very good job of cutting it all the way through. So now all I have to do is follow along the frame, the jig that I made, and I should have a very nice straight edge with the router. And yeah, it's very nice. So I'm very happy with it. So tomorrow I'm gonna come back and we're gonna finish the rest of the, so I gotta do 4 of these, so we're gonna be busy. All right guys, over and out. So I already moved my jig forward a little bit and kind of like put it in a perfect spot right there, so we can actually get the remaining of the cuts. So it'll be a nice contour. Once the corners were done with the router, so it was time for me to cut the front of the vanity top. I went and go ahead and got a new blade for it, and I put a straight edge on there, so I was making sure that my cut would be nice and straight. So when it was done, so I sanded it down and smoothed it out. We have a leftover piece. That piece I used it for the backsplash, and it came out looking very nice. It fit like a glove, guys, and the product looked very nice and smooth. Once I finished doing all that, of course, do a little bit of cleaning up, do some vacuuming, and I want to go ahead and check for all the little imperfections on the wood itself, so I can just put some wood filler in there. That way I can get it ready for the clear coat finish. Hey guys, welcome back. So whenever you're doing butcher block like this one right here, you just want to make sure that you put like right here where they had like little knot, or the finger joint here didn't get all the way through. You want to make sure you put some filler there, just so that whenever you put your sealer, the water will not get in there. And just check all the edges. Also, like here, this little seam right there, I know it's not much, but water will get in there, and then it's gonna get underneath your butcher block. So you just want to make sure that you put some of that wood filler in there. So you want to check all that. There's another one right here. So basically you just want to pick it apart, make sure that every finger joint, every butcher block is nice and tight, and if it ain't, then you're gonna have to put some wood filler. That way whenever you put your finish on there, it's gonna be just smooth, and the cap of the finish is not gonna go seeping down in there. I mean, you can do that also, but it might take quite a few more coats of sealer than just your wood filler. Like here also, in here, the knot that it had in there. So just kind of like check that out before you put your sealer on there. The wood filler I'm using is made by Minwax. It's just wood filler made that's able to take the stain or paint. It dries very nice. It takes a little while to dry in some of the bigger areas, but overall this product, I like it a lot. It works very good whenever you're doing painting, or whenever you're doing some actual filler like this. And this is actually a natural finish, and you could even hardly tell where I put on this putty right here, because it blended in so good with the wood itself. And being a butcher block has a lot of different types of wood in there, and it's basically a lot of leftover wood left from other jobs, and they just don't throw it away. They use it all up and put it all together. So this putty works very, very good in those areas. So whenever you're gonna apply the poly or lacquer or any kind of wood finish, you want to make sure that all the surface is nice and clean. I already sanded it down, and this is the back side, the bottom side, I mean. So I'm gonna put a coat of a couple of coats of clear, and you can use a shine up bristle, but you can also use this. It's all paints, and it's the soft one. You want to use the soft one. You don't want to use the rich one. The rich one is a little too hard for this. The soft one is just very smooth, very soft, and whenever you apply it, it should go pretty smooth. So we're gonna do the back side first. That way it will have enough time to dry, and then we're gonna flip it over. And once we flip it over, then we'll put like 20 coats of this stuff. So I'm using this one right here. It's supposed to be pretty good. It's for sunlight, rain, moisture, temperature changes. Since it's gonna be an inside, it's butcher block, and also it's ideal for doors, windows, trim, bathroom cabinets, bar tops, kitchen countertops, and other furniture. So that's why it shows this one. So I'm gonna give it a try and see how that goes. There's some other stuff out there in the market, like that shellac stuff, which is also pretty good. But for this one, I'm just gonna try this and see how it goes. Now, some people like to put it on like this. It's okay if you want to do that, but I'm just gonna put a quick coat so it won't take that much time to dry. So whenever it's dry, I can actually go right away and put another coat of this poly. You can see that looks very beautiful, so we're just gonna keep on applying this stuff here, and that looks amazing. So whenever you guys are doing the brushing the poly on the wood itself, you want to make sure you get it everywhere, every inside, every crook and cranny, because you don't want any water to get in there. And if it gets in there, it's gonna be protected, guys. Another thing, please like and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it when you guys do that. It makes us feel good about the product that we're putting out for you guys. So hopefully you guys subscribe to the channel. Thank you all. So here we have, we're gonna send it out. It's got 2 coats already, just 2 straight coats, no sanding in between. But now I'm gonna sand it, and then I'm probably gonna put 2 more coats, and that should take care of it. It's very nice, very solid. So, all right. So there you have it, guys. So it's got 4 coats already of Hellsman. What is this? Yeah, Hellsman finish. So the next thing for me to do is let it dry again one more time. The reason I brushed it the first few times is so I wanted to put it a little heavy, so it'll be nice and heavy. The last coat I'm doing is gonna be sprayed on, and that'll be the last coat. So we're gonna let this dry and come back this afternoon and put another coat, but we're gonna spray it, and it should look like very like production finish. So, and that's it. It looks very nice. It begins to look kind of deep. And then we're gonna install it tomorrow. But the overall is just very nice finish. So here we have, we're just using some silicone, just give it a nice bead like that. You don't need to put a lot, just enough to seal. The reason, if you put a lot, that stuff is just gonna squish on out, and it's not gonna be a good thing to see. So now we just grab it from the bottom like this, and since I got the camera, I have to bring it over here. So I already got it outlined. That's pretty much where it's gonna be sitting there, just in between the lines, like they say. And that's it. So now I'm just gonna let it grab a little bit, and then I'm gonna install these brackets. The reason why is because sometimes when you tie in these brackets, you're gonna have some shiftment on the silicone, and you just want to make sure that you don't have that any movement. Alright guys, here is the finished product. We're fixing to install it so you guys can see how it looks installed on this beautiful vanity. The vanity top came out looking very great, amazing, just like the homeowners. Amazing people to be working for. They just give you, here you go George, and let's get it done, and that's what we did. So I really want to thank you guys for giving me the chance to work on your beautiful home on both bathroom remodels. Also, you guys watching the video, I'm very thankful for you guys to stay until the end to see the finished product. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. God bless y'all.